Hi there, everyone. It's Levon again. I just want to give you a quick update on how I'm doing on the protocol so far. Today is day 2 of the very low calorie diet. It's halfway through the day right now. It's almost 3 o'clock, and I just finished my lunch, but I really just wanted to update kind of on how I did yesterday, because yesterday was the first day on the low cal, and today was my first real weigh-in where I actually lost weight. So yesterday was not, it wasn't bad, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard either really. It was a couple times throughout the day I had some hunger. It wasn't severe, it was nothing I couldn't handle. It wasn't like, they say you want to chew your arm off, that kind of hunger. It wasn't like that at all. It was just like an empty stomach feeling, a little bit of stomach growling, that kind of thing. Those 2 times happened right before lunch and again right before dinner. So I just ate my fruit at those times, and kind of brought my blood sugar up a little bit, and turned out to be no big deal. So it was a little bit hard, but I made it through. And then today, so far, no hunger at all whatsoever. None. Yesterday and today both, I had coffee for my breakfast, a cup of black coffee. Today, actually, I put some stevia, some chocolate-flavored stevia from Stevita. Not real fond of it so far. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. I'm typically a black coffee drinker anyway, so it's no big deal if I don't end up using it again. But and then for lunch both days, I had 2 cups of lettuce, like a salad mix. It was iceberg lettuce, shredded carrots, and shredded purple cabbage. And on top of that, I put 3.5 ounces, which is 100 grams of diced up cooked chicken. I put the chicken in the pan and added some spices to it, some salt and pepper, some garlic, some minced onion, cooked it up and put it on the salad. And it was delicious. It was good. Both times, it was a full bowl, so it felt like a full meal. So mentally, I didn't feel like I was being deprived of anything. So it was good. I had my grissini breadstick as well with lunch. And last night for dinner, I made a meatball recipe that I found on a blog that's dedicated to recipes for phase 2 of the HCG diet. So I'll put the link to that right over here. I'm obviously not good with the camera. I think it's hcgrecipes.blogspot.com if I remember correctly, but I'll look it up and I'll just put it right there on the sidebar. So there was a meatball recipe there. You crush up your grissini into powder, and then you mix it in to the ground beef. I used 3.5 ounces, 100 grams of low-fat ground beef, which was 7% fat. I read that ground beef is okay as long as it's 7% or less of fat, and so I did that. And I also made a marinara sauce, which is recommended with the recipe, and it's also available, the recipe for that is also available on that same blog. I took 2 very small, the tomatoes were like this big, they were small tomatoes, and I boiled them to remove the skin, boiled them just a little bit to remove the skin, parched them, and then I crushed them up in my food processor, made a puree out of them, and then I cooked them with some garlic and some spices. For, the recipe's there, you can see it if you're interested. So all in all, my dinner made about, I think, 10 really small meatballs. They're about that big. My daughter rolled them for me, so she made them small. So 10 of those little meatballs with the marinara sauce. Dinner, on the other hand, unlike lunch, which felt like a big portion, that dinner felt like a small portion. I made meatloaf and mashed potatoes and corn for the rest of the family, and so it was really kind of mind over matter to watch them eating, this big portion of meatloaf, and I got my little tiny meatballs, but it wasn't really a craving or hunger as much as it was just like, I'm really not used to eating such small portions, so, but After I finished dinner, I wasn't hungry. I really didn't start to feel any kind of like hunger or empty stomach feeling until right before bed. And so I just went to bed and I was fine. Throughout the day, I drank 4 liters of water, which is a lot. My goal was 3 liters, but I bought this, I don't know if you can see it, this at Walmart, it holds 2.2 liters, so 8 8-ounce glasses. So my goal was to drink 1.5 of these. I ended up drinking almost 2 full ones yesterday. And you can see that I haven't drank much today. This is only my first bottle, so I'm not even halfway through. I got a lot left to go, so I'm going to be chugging it soon. But I'm not really a water drinker normally, so I don't really typically drink much throughout the day at all. So that was kind of a chore for me, and it's been a chore for me today too. And I have made more trips to the restroom to get rid of that water than I ever have in my life. So I know that'll taper off too as we continue. So also yesterday I made a recipe that I found online called I think it's called mock turtles or mock turtle candy or something. If you search for that on YouTube, you'll find a video by Timothy. His YouTube username is Delmem, Delmem, and you can search for that. And that recipe uses coconut oil, cocoa powder, some stevia for sweetener, and macadamia nuts. None of those are original Dr. Simeon protocol allowable foods. Maybe the cocoa because it's got the flavoring. But when I did my research on the HCG diet online, I found that a few articles and a few people giving testimony that the coconut oil helps you burn fat. Something about the way that your body utilizes the oil itself. And so I thought I would go ahead and try it. And so I bought a bottle at the grocery store. It was about $8.99 for the bottle I bought. It was in the organic food section of my grocery store, which is Publix. I've heard that you can find it also sometimes. I think Walmart has it in their supplement aisle, like their vitamin supplements kind of things. So you probably won't find it near the olive oil or the vegetable oil, not in that aisle, not the baking aisle. So if you want to go ahead and try it, I would suggest first looking up the research, finding out exactly why it has been, people have found success with using it and losing more weight before you decide whether or not you want to go against the original protocol and give it a shot. I'm all for doing what works for people, and I was convinced by what other people said that it would work. So anyway, I made the candies. I ate 1/8 of the recipe. By my calculations, 1/8 of the recipe was like 77 calories. So, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1/8 of the recipe was 77 calories. I actually made 8 candies, and I didn't have 77 calories left of my day to allot to that. So I cut one of those 8 candies in half, and I ate half of it. And that brought me right to 500. I ended the day with exactly 500 calories under my belt, and I felt good. I was happy that the day was as easy as it was. Although it wasn't a cakewalk, it was way better than I had worried about it being. So, and then today is even better. Today's great. So I'm happy that I haven't had to increase my HCG dosage. If you watched my previous video, you know that I, in error, bought 2 5,000 IU ampules of HCG rather than 3. So I'm trying to stretch those out as long as I can. So I'm taking dosages that have only 0.125 milliliters of HCG in each dose, which is what Dr. Simeon says is an adequate amount for everybody, but I know most people take a little bit more than that, you know, so I'm happy to say it's working for me. I don't feel right now that I need to up my dosage. I hope I don't in the future. So, all right, now to the good news you've all been waiting for. I stepped on the scale. How much did I lose? I stepped on the scale this morning, and I lost a total of 4 pounds. 4 pounds. I was so excited. I was hoping to lose 3, but expecting to lose 2. So I was thrilled with 4. Are you kidding me? 4. So that's awesome. And I know that it's not going to continue to be that high. It's not always going to be a big chunk of weight every day. It's probably going to taper off to about half a pound a day.